First of all, in order to make me happy,
what?
And I'm going to happily for you, when you give me $10,000 now, then we started from there.
What is it with my Nigerian people agreed? Can you imagine? He was literally asked what could make him happy and all he thought about was
$10,000 now.
Can you imagine that? This was a perfect opportunity for this guy to have mentioned his handles or just promote himself as a brand, but he couldn't take the long term and all he thought about was money, which is quite appalling in this situation. But anyway, let's talk about Speed in Nigeria and how the Nigerian stream went. As usual, like you expect in any Speed streams, you will see high energy videos happening there because Speed is a high energy guy. Speed was welcomed by a guy that claimed to be the strongest king in Nigeria, which is quite an act if you ask me.
I mean, I must tell you, I'm the strongest man in Africa.
You the strongest in Africa?
King. Strongest king.
You the strongest king in Africa?
Yeah, actually.
We don't know him, and of course he looks the part, but literally nobody knows him. So I just assumed that he is a model, and Speed couldn't understand the fact that this guy had his guard holding his outfit. It's, well, in Nigeria we usually have kinsmen in the Igbo culture that hold the outfits and other guards stand by the side. But in this case, it was just one guard that was holding the guy's outfit, and Speed was like,
his bodyguard's holding his claw 10 meters behind him. If something happens to him, he's done.
I could resonate with Speed, but usually it's just for the show, and this was all an act. It was a very fun 4 to 5 minute stream when these boys were doing the backy walk and dancing with Speed. And I saw this lady that is a popular content creator get bounced by Speed's bouncer, and it was really sad, man.
Yeah! 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 Now, I'll just do the DJ chicken dance. You go like this. You march like a soldier.
There you go.
There go. There you got it. Up.
Down. Up. Down.
Up.
There you go.
Hey, you do like this. Let's go! Hey!
That'll be Nigerian!
There you go.
Now back to the beginning, the my strength is too much guy. This guy came in with so much energy, so much aggression, and him and Speed went for the energy competition, and there's a point that felt cringe to watch.
My strength is my superpower. You see what? Can you see?
I can see it now.
Yes.
I can see it.
Can you see?
His strength is his power.
Yes.
You strong as hell.
Yes.
He's strong as fuck.
Yes.
I see it.
Yes.
You the one.
Yes.
You're strong as your power.
Yes.
You are the strongest man in Nigeria.
Yes.
You so buff.
Yes.
I like your muscles.
Yes.
I love you so much.
Thank you so
oh
much.
my God, you so strong.
I don't know.
But that aside, the guy's energy was what Speed needed to be active, and everybody was engaged watching him. And when Speed has this guy, what do you want? Dude said,
$10,000. I will be happy for Speed.
well, this is one of those moments that you know if somebody's actually thinking deep or is just thinking for the moment. I'm sure he had time to reason, and all he could think about at that point in time was how much money he could get from Speed. With all the high energy at play, there was this girl that kept shouting at Speed that she wanted to race him. And man, the shout was quite chaotic, but she kept on shouting that she wanted to race Speed, and Speed actually obliged to her. And without breaking a sweat, Speed obliterated her in just 1 minute.
Show me your strength.
What you mean, show me your strength?
Show me your strength.
What?
Show me how far you can run.
What?
And for a stream that lasted more than 7 hours, there were some moments that I would call the grown moments. These were the moments that were not high energy, but they were still captivating and engaging. And one of them is Speed's experience at the Nike Art Gallery. This was one of the moments, in my opinion, that was very matured and very engaging, where Speed met Mrs. Nike Davis herself and was hosted by her daughter at the Nike Art Gallery. He had fun there, learned about traditions, learned some dance steps, and was also given a name. But aside these moments, the peak moment came when Speed celebrated his 50 billion subscribers on YouTube on his 21st birthday in Nigeria.
Let's go! Let's go! 50 million, chat. On my birthday. 50 million on my birthday, chat. Chat, this is the best birthday gift I could ever ask for. I love y'all so much. I love all my fans from the bottom of my heart. I'm so happy, chat.
This was an orchestration from God. Nothing you can tell me about that. The welcoming of Speed in Nigeria was a very interesting one, as he was welcomed by different tribes at different places in Nigeria. While this was wonderful to watch, sometimes it felt like an overkill for the international viewers, and I understood why. There was this moment where this Yoruba lady kept chanting, singing praises for Speed, and she sang it for so long. In the Yoruba culture, we call it the Oreki, and while the Oreki is actually interesting to listen to, it can feel like an overkill when it's extended too long. And people in the chat were begging this lady to go, that Speed had to intentionally run out of that space. Speed met a lookalike to his younger brother Jamal that he called Temu Jamal, and they even video called his brother to see his lookalike. While Speed was unwinding down in his birthday, there are some moments that were behind the scene that a lot of people really caught. One of those moments was his interview with Egungun that was literally a total orchestrated chaos. And this is why. Clearly, Egungun didn't do his findings when he was interviewing Speed, and he was asking Speed the wrong questions with the wrong information, which was quite embarrassing to watch, to be honest. While there were a lot of creators that were looking for access to Speed, Egungun, who had access, was ill-prepared when he met Speed.
Doing. Congratulations on your 50,000 sub. How do you feel?
50 million?
Yeah.
Not 50,000.
Okay, 50 billion. Really?
Yeah.
You've worked so hard.
One of those creators that really looked for access to Speed was Peller. But before we get to Peller, let's talk about Jarvis. Jarvis had had a good time with Speed the day before, and this is what we call access, because she really spent time with Speed, teaching him dance and just showing her robotic style and her robotic talent. So how did Jarvis get access to Speed when Peller could not? So for those who don't know, Peller tried his best to assess Speed and link up with him, but it all backfired. Like, Peller really tried his best, like driving to beat Speed on a horse, and it didn't work for Peller. And this is one of those things that will tell you that access is very important, and knowing the right people to link you up with stars is very important. And this didn't happen not once, not twice, but thrice. And what was the issue really? Well, what IShowSpeed shared online is that he's intentional about his trips. And what he wants to showcase in his African tour is the African experience, the raw experience of the locals, and meeting talent in these countries. So meeting Peller and other influencers were actually not his radar and not his purpose for his visit. So because of that, he didn't want to take away the experience from the locals he was trying to showcase and put it now on the streamers and the influencers that he has met up, because that can overwhelm the whole purpose of his visit. So that's why he actually ignored Peller. It's not really about Peller, but the essence of IShowSpeed's tour in Nigeria and other countries he has been to in Africa. If Peller had been strategically positioned and he had access to IShowSpeed's team, I'm sure they would have found a way for him to link up with IShowSpeed. But why Jarvis and not Peller? The reason is because Jarvis came with her own uniqueness and her own talent, which was the uniqueness he was trying to showcase per country. So Jarvis came with her own experience, brought the uniqueness of the robotic thing, and it was not the conventional link up with a regular streamer. He didn't even mention her social media channels or mention that she was a streamer when I link up with IShowSpeed. It was really robotic Jarvis and the streamer IShowSpeed, so he wasn't sharing any glory or sharing any stardom with anybody. I hope this doesn't crush Peller, because he still has the aspiration to meet IShowSpeed and have a stream with IShowSpeed.
I'm big, I know, but please, let's do something.
But he should understand that there's a time and place for everything. And this African tour was not just it for him. Peace.